Walk into any dealership today and they'll sell you a $70,000 truck as the most advanced ever built. Walk back to that same dealership in 3 years and you'll discover advanced means expensive to fix, impossible to diagnose, and worthless to resell. Modern trucks look bulletproof in showrooms, but transform into financial nightmares the moment warranty expires. Today, we're exposing 12 trucks guaranteed to destroy your bank account in 2026. From transmissions bricking entire vehicles to engines with defects affecting 600,000 units. The #1 truck has spent more time at dealerships than driveways. Skip this video and you're gambling $50,000 on a disaster. Number 12, Jeep Gladiator, 2024 to 2025. Your steering wheel violently shakes at 65 miles per hour and you completely lose control of where your truck goes. That's the death wobble, a catastrophic defect turning the Jeep Gladiator into one of the most dangerous trucks you can buy in 2026. The Gladiator looks perfect for off-road adventures with Wrangler capability meeting pickup utility. But underneath that rugged exterior lurks a violent suspension failure mechanics nationwide called the death wobble. Here's what happens. You're cruising highway speed when you hit a small bump. Suddenly, your steering wheel violently oscillates. The entire front end shakes uncontrollably. You cannot steer properly. This isn't minor vibration. It's catastrophic loss of control. The cause? Fundamental suspension and steering geometry flaws. Jeep inherited from the Wrangler platform, but refuses to fix despite knowing about this problem for years. Owning this truck in 2026 means mandatory expensive repairs, just making it safe. Fixing death wobble costs $2,000 to $4,000 in aftermarket steering stabilizers, track bars, and suspension components. These aren't upgrades. They're required fixes correcting engineering failures. The transmission adds more problems. Consumer Reports documents rough shifting, slipping between gears, and complete failure engaging properly across model years. Owners describe their Gladiator bucking and lunging in traffic because the transmission can't decide which gear it wants. Repair costs pile up, quickly destroying budgets. Jeep claims Gladiators hold value with 35% depreciation over 5 years. But when you've spent thousands fixing known defects, that advantage evaporates. But does off-road capability justify these flaws? Hold that thought. Number 11, Nissan Frontier, 2024 to 2025. The worst fuel economy in its class while costing more than competitors, the Nissan Frontier charges premium prices for outdated technology that should have been retired years ago. This truck represents everything wrong with badge engineering. Nissan took a mediocre platform, slapped minimal updates on it, then charged 2025 prices hoping buyers wouldn't notice they're buying yesterday's engineering wrapped in new sheet metal. The engine delivers the biggest disappointment to owners. Nissan's 3.8-liter V6, making 310 horsepower sounds impressive on specification sheets. In daily reality, it's an outdated design delivering terrible fuel economy at just 18 miles per gallon city in 24 highway. That's worse than most full-size V8 trucks while offering significantly less capability. The transmission amplifies ownership misery daily. Nissan's 9-speed automatic has earned terrible reputation for harsh shifting, delayed engagement, and premature failure across multiple vehicle lines. Frontier owners report identical problems: jerky shifts between gears, hesitation when accelerating, and complete transmission confusion in stop-and-go traffic. Owning this truck in 2026 means watching your money evaporate through brutal depreciation. The Frontier loses 45 to 50% of original value in just 5 years. A typical 2024 Frontier 825 purchased for $38,000 will be worth roughly $19,000 after 5 years. That's $19,000 evaporated simply by owning it. Why such brutal depreciation destroying equity? Complete market rejection. Buyers see through the outdated platform immediately. Dealers can't use Frontiers, so they lowball trade-ins into oblivion. Consumer Reports gives the Frontier below average reliability ratings adding to ownership misery. Surprisingly, this outdated Nissan isn't even the worst disaster. Number 10. Chevrolet Silverado 1500 with 2.7-liter turbo, 2024 to 2025. Turbocharger failures at 50,000 miles, costing $5,000 to replace. The Chevrolet Silverado 1500 with 2.7-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder transforms fuel efficiency into a financial nightmare. GM marketing calls this the fuel-efficient work truck engine. Mechanics call it a ticking time bomb waiting to detonate your wallet. This engine represents GM taking a full-size truck platform designed for V8 power and cramming in a tiny turbocharged 4-cylinder that works harder, runs hotter, and fails faster. The turbocharger becomes the primary expensive failure point, destroying budgets. These turbos run extremely hot under load, which happens constantly in a 5,000-pound truck doing actual work. Owners report turbo failures as early as 40,000 to 60,000 miles, requiring $3,000 to $5,000 replacements. That's barely 1 year of hard use before catastrophic failure. Owning this in 2026 means constant expensive maintenance others don't face. The high-pressure fuel system adds another failure point, with pumps, injectors, and sensors failing regularly. Each component costs hundreds or thousands replacing, and failures leave you stranded at job sites. Carbon buildup becomes mandatory expensive service, destroying your budget. Direct injection engines accumulate carbon deposits on intake valves. After 60,000 to 80,000 miles, you'll need $800 to $1,200 walnut blasting, service removing deposits. This isn't optional, it's required, or your truck runs terribly. Oil consumption becomes severe as these engines age quickly. Consumer Reports documents owners adding 1 to 2 quarts between oil changes. The 8-speed automatic is notorious for harsh shifting and premature wear. One fleet manager revealed, "We're spending more on turbo replacements than we saved in fuel. Never again." But does this disaster compare to what's next? Number 9. Ram 1500 with Hurricane engine, 2025. Ram killed the legendary Hemi 5.8 and replaced it with an unproven twin-turbo Hurricane inline 6, turning every buyer into an unpaid beta tester, gambling $55,000 on untested technology. This represents automotive Russian roulette with your bank account. First-year engines, especially high-compression twin-turbo units, take years discovering fatal flaws. You won't learn about the Hurricane's catastrophic weaknesses until after spending premium money and driving past warranty expiration. With the Hurricane engine, you're testing unproven technology for Ram without compensation. There's zero long-term reliability data available anywhere. No one knows if turbos will last past 100,000 miles without expensive replacement. No one knows if cooling systems will fail prematurely. No one knows if software will cause random stalling. But Ram happily sells this unproven engine at full price. Owning this in 2026 means accepting massive risk others don't face daily. The frustration is the Hemi Vibe 8 was a known reliable quantity with decades of proven durability. Ram's reliability had been steadily improving until they introduced the Hurricane, resetting the reliability clock to zero completely. The regret hits hard when major repairs arrive right after warranty expiration. New engine designs mean expensive, time-consuming repairs. Independent shops won't touch them for years, forcing you into expensive dealership service charging premium rates. Turbochargers add massive heat and mechanical stress to everything. The Hurricane runs twin turbos, generating extreme temperatures. Heat destroys components, sensors, hoses, gaskets, electronics. Expect constant failures adding up to thousands yearly. If the Hurricane follows paths of other rush powertrains, 2025 buyers will face catastrophic failures around 60,000 to 80,000 miles, out of warranty, with trucks having lost 40% value. But does this gamble compare to what's destroying GM? Number 8. Chevrolet Colorado, 2024 to 2025. Over 55,000 trucks recalled because automatic emergency braking randomly slams on brakes at highway speeds. The Chevrolet Colorado combines dangerous electronics with terrible reliability ratings destroying owner confidence. GM's midsize truck earned terrible reliability ratings, ranking near the bottom of its segment. These are among the least reliable vehicles you can buy in 2026 based on owner experiences and expert analysis. The electrical problems are extensive and genuinely dangerous for daily driving. Owners report defective side sensors, blind spot monitoring failures, complete instrument cluster blackouts, infotainment system crashes, and power windows randomly stopping mid-operation. Some owners report trucks completely bricked by electronics, won't start, won't shift, totally inoperable because a cheap sensor failed. Owning this in 2026 means dealing with terrifying safety defects regularly. The truly frightening problem is automatic emergency braking malfunction, affecting thousands. Over 55,000 units were recalled because the front camera module falsely detects obstacles, causing automatic braking to engage unexpectedly at highway speeds. Imagine cruising 60 miles per hour when your truck suddenly brakes as hard as possible for absolutely no reason. The vehicle behind you doesn't have time to react. You get rear-ended at full speed because of a software bug creating real accidents. The headlight disaster adds more danger to ownership. LED headlights randomly flicker or completely shut off while driving at night. You're driving when suddenly you're blind because headlights quit, creating hazards for everyone. Consumer Reports gives the Colorado below-average predicted reliability scores, confirming owner experiences. The cruel irony is the 2.7-liter turbo engine is actually decent mechanically. The powertrain could be reliable if the rest wasn't electronically falling apart. We're halfway through. Make sure you're subscribed because it gets worse. Number 7. Toyota Tacoma 2025. Consumer Reports ranked it dead last in the midsize segment for predicted reliability. The all-new 2025 Toyota Tacoma has spectacularly shattered Toyota's bulletproof reputation in shocking fashion. This will shock people who trust the Toyota name blindly. Toyota built its entire reputation on bulletproof reliability over decades. The Tacoma has been the gold standard for mid-sized trucks for generations, but the all-new 2025 Tacoma has destroyed that legendary reputation spectacularly. Consumer Reports ranked it dead last in the midsize segment for predicted reliability. For a Toyota product, that's not just disappointing, that's a fundamental engineering collapse proving something went catastrophically wrong during development. Owning this in 2026 means dealing with problems Toyota buyers never expected to face. Issues center on the new turbocharged I-Force powertrain and 8-speed automatic transmission. Owners report chronic rough shifting, delayed engagement creating dangerous situations, and hesitation during acceleration. Toyota already issued technical service bulletins for transmission problems on early 2024 models, proving these are known systemic defects. Electrical systems are a complete unreliable mess, frustrating owners. Owners see multiple warning lights illuminating simultaneously, drive start control malfunction, brake system malfunction, and various electrical gremlins. The infotainment system freezes or crashes regularly. Connectivity features simply don't work as advertised. The tragedy is Toyota buyers pay significant premiums specifically for reliability. A Tacoma costs $3,000 to $5,000 more than a Colorado or Ranger because of Toyota's legendary reputation. But 2025 buyers are paying that substantial Toyota premium for a first-generation platform actively failing to deliver. What makes this significantly worse is resale value impact. If this generation continues having major problems, market faith will collapse. Future buyers will avoid these years, tanking your resale completely. Buying a 2025 Tacoma means betting against decades of proven track record. But does Toyota's disaster compare to what's next? Number 6. Ram 1500 with air suspension 2024 to 2025. The optional air suspension fails so frequently that owners spend thousands removing the feature they paid thousands to add. The Ram 1500 with active level powerful four-corner air suspension transforms from luxury feature into expensive nightmare. Ram's optional air suspension sounds amazing in dealer sales pitches convincingly. Automatic ride height adjustment, improved handling characteristics, better towing stance for heavy loads. In ownership reality, it's one of the most expensive and frustrating features you can add. This system has consistently failed across multiple model years, and Ram Corporate refuses to fix fundamental design problems. The air suspension fails in predictable, expensive ways you'll experience repeatedly. Owning this in 2026 means endless expensive repair cycles destroying budgets. The compressor makes horrible grinding noises because moisture corrodes internal components. Air springs develop leaks, causing the truck to sag on one corner like a broken-down jalopy. Automatic ride height adjustment stops working, leaving your truck stuck. In cold weather, the entire system malfunctions. The financial damage is absolutely staggering for owners. When air suspension fails, you can't replace just one part. The entire system is integrated. Compressor, springs, sensors, control module. Dealership repairs easily run $3,000 to $6,000 per incident, and these aren't one-time fixes. The system fails repeatedly. You fix the compressor, then springs fail. You replace springs, then the control module dies. It's a never-ending money pit. Many owners eventually convert to conventional coil springs and shocks. This requires buying aftermarket conversion kits costing $2,000 to $3,000 and paying installation. You've paid twice, once for air suspension, again to rip it out. Total cost? $2,000 adding the feature, $5,000 in repairs, $3,000 converting to conventional. That's $10,000 wasted on one option. One owner said, "I loved my truck until air suspension became a nightmare. Now I hate it." Number 5, Nissan Titan, 2024 to 2025. Losing $28,000 in just 5 years simply by owning it, the Nissan Titan suffers the worst depreciation in the entire full-size truck segment, transforming into a financial black hole swallowing money. The Nissan Titan isn't just a bad truck with problems. It's a complete financial black hole that will swallow your money and give you absolutely nothing in return for the sacrifice. This truck has the worst depreciation in the entire full-size truck segment nationwide, losing between 47.9% and 58% of original value over just 5 years. That's not a minor financial setback. That's complete wealth destruction. Owning this in 2026 means watching your investment evaporate rapidly. A typical mid-trim Titan owner loses more than $28,000 in equity over 5 years. That's more than half the truck's original value completely gone. No other full-size truck will cost you this catastrophic amount simply by owning it. The depreciation is severe because the Titan has completely failed gaining any market relevance. Ford, Chevy, Ram, and Toyota absolutely dominate the segment. The Titan exists in complete limbo, where almost nobody actually wants one. Fleet buyers don't want them. Contractors don't trust them. Families don't want them. The secondary market has completely abandoned the Titan, which means when you try trading it in, dealers lowball you into oblivion because Titans sit on lots for months unsold. It's not just brutal depreciation. The Titan has legitimate reliability concerns making ownership miserable. Consumer Reports gives below-average ratings. Owners complain about fuel system problems, interior electronics failing early, and transmission issues mirroring other Nissan products. Here's the nightmare. You buy a 2024 Titan for $52,000. 5 years later, the dealer offers $23,000. You still owe $30,000. You're upside down by $7,000. But does this compare to GM's catastrophic defect? Number 4, GMC Sierra 1500 with 6.2-liter V8, 2021 to 2024. Nearly 600,000 trucks recalled for catastrophic engine defects that cause complete failure. The GMC Sierra 1500 with 6.2-liter V8 transforms maximum power into a ticking time bomb destroying engines. If you want maximum power from GM, the 6.2-liter Ecotec 3 V8 sounds absolutely perfect. Big displacement, high output, traditional American muscle. But these engines engines are literal ticking time bombs with massive structural defects triggering one of the largest recalls in history. Nearly 600,000 units from 2021 to 2024 model years are affected by NHTSA recall 25V-274 involving serious manufacturing flaws in connecting rod and crankshaft components. These aren't minor issues. These are fundamental components causing catastrophic engine damage. Owning this in 2026 means living with catastrophic failure risk daily. Here's what happens. You're driving when suddenly you hear terrible knocking. Oil pressure drops to zero. The engine seizes completely. You've experienced a spun bearing or thrown connecting rod. Your engine is now a 400-pound paperweight requiring complete replacement. Repair costs are absolutely astronomical, destroying finances. Complete engine rebuild or total replacement required. Even under warranty, you're looking at weeks of downtime. Out of warranty, you're looking at $15,000 to $20,000 in total costs. The recall fix highlights how serious this is. For trucks passing inspection, the fix is switching to higher viscosity oil, installing a new oil fill cap, and updating the manual. That's it. GM asks you to trust that an oil change can solve a fundamental structural defect. The real issue is these engines were manufactured with component tolerances too tight, meaning parts rub together with insufficient lubrication. Consumer Reports documents that even before this recall, 6.2-liter engines were notorious for lifter failures and excessive oil consumption. The real regret? You're paying premium for maximum power but getting structural defects. Number 3, Ford F-150 with PowerBoost Hybrid, 2021 to 2024. 3 consecutive years holding the worst reliability rating in its segment. The Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid earns the title of least reliable truck you can buy today. The F-150 is America's best-selling vehicle for decades, but the PowerBoost Hybrid configuration is a complete reliability disaster, earning the worst predicted reliability rating of any truck in its entire segment for 3 consecutive years running. Not just bad, the absolute worst. Real-world owner experiences back up that terrible rating with horror stories, constant breakdowns, massive unexpected repair bills, and trucks spending more time sitting at dealers than on roads working. Owning this in 2026 means constant expensive breakdowns, destroying productivity. The core problem is Ford took an already problematic platform and added massive, unproven hybrid complexity. The standard F-150's 10-speed automatic transmission already has a long-documented history of durability concerns. In the PowerBoost, those transmission problems are amplified exponentially. Now you're adding an electric motor, high-voltage battery pack, complex power management software, and integrated hybrid components. When any single part fails, it cascades into multiple failures. Owners report severe electrical gremlins, impossible to diagnose, random error codes technicians can't track down, batteries dying overnight for no reason, hybrid components like EGR valves and coolers failing repeatedly. Electric motor integration causes weird, unpredictable transmission behavior, making the truck lurch dangerously. Consumer Reports gives the PowerBoost the lowest reliability scores possible. The ownership downtime is staggering. One owner reported their 2021 PowerBoost spent 10% of its entire life in the shop over 30 months. Over 2.5 years, this truck was broken for more than 3 months total. That's not reliable transportation. That's a massive headache, costing money in rentals and endless frustration. But does even this disaster compare to number 2? Number 2, Ford F-250 with 6.7-liter Power Stroke, 2020 to 2022. Catastrophic turbocharger failures costing $8,000 to repair. The Ford F-250/F-350 Super Duty with 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel turns work trucks into expensive shop queens. Ford's 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel sounds like the perfect heavy-duty work engine. Maximum towing capability, serious torque numbers, built for commercial use. But 2020 to 2022 model years suffer catastrophic turbocharger failures, destroying engines. The turbocharger system uses variable geometry technology running at extreme temperatures and pressures. When these turbos fail, and they fail frequently on these years, the damage is catastrophic. Metal debris circulates through the entire engine, destroying bearings and scoring cylinder walls. Owning this in 2026 means facing catastrophic repair bills, destroying budgets. Turbocharger replacement alone costs $6,000 to $8,000 at dealerships. But when metal debris has circulated through your engine, you're not just replacing the turbo. You're looking at complete engine teardown, bearing replacement, possible cylinder honing, and total oil system flushing. Total costs easily exceed $15,000 to $20,000. Consumer Reports documents these failures happening as early as 60,000 to 80,000 miles, right as warranty coverage expires. The failure rate is high enough that informed diesel mechanics actively warn customers away from these specific years. The DEF system adds more expensive problems constantly. Sensors fail regularly. The DEF heater fails in cold climates. Injectors clog, causing derate mode, where the truck severely limits power. Each DEF-related failure costs $500 to $2,000 fixing. Fuel system problems plague these years. High-pressure fuel pumps failing, fuel injectors leaking, and CP4 injection pump failures, sending metal debris through the entire fuel system, requiring $8,000 to $12,000 in complete replacement. One fleet operator revealed 6 needed major turbo or fuel work before 100,000 miles. We're selling them all. But does this compare to number 1? Number 1, Ford F-150 Lightning, 2022 to 2025. Losing $35,000 in value in just 3 years, while battery capacity drops 20%, the Ford F-150 Lightning represents the most catastrophic truck purchase you can make in 2026. The ultimate truck you'll regret buying is the Ford F-150 Lightning, the electric F-150 that's destroyed Ford's hard-earned truck reputation faster than any vehicle in company history. Ford rushed the Lightning to market, chasing government incentives and Tesla hype without properly engineering fundamental systems. The result is a catastrophically unreliable truck, failing in ways that make the PowerBoost look reliable. Owning this in 2026 means dealing with range collapse, destroying usability. Battery range collapse is the primary disaster. Ford advertises up to 320 miles of range. Real-world owners report 180 to 220 miles in normal driving and as low as 90 to 120 miles when towing. That's a 60% reduction. Imagine planning a 250-mile trip with your boat. Ford's calculator says you're fine. Halfway there, the battery is critically low. You're desperately searching for charging stations. You're stranded with a dead truck and 8,000 pounds of boat blocking traffic. Charging infrastructure makes this exponentially worse. Chargers are frequently broken, occupied, or delivering power slowly. What should be a 2-hour trip becomes an 8-hour nightmare. Battery degradation accelerates faster than any EV. Owners report 15 to 20% capacity loss within 30,000 miles. Your 300-mile range becomes 240 miles in 2 years. Battery replacement cost is financial annihilation. Ford's official replacement costs $35,000 to $45,000, more than most entire new vehicle. Depreciation is catastrophic. 2022 Lightning models purchased for $75,000 are now worth $35,000 to $40,000. That's 45 to 50% depreciation in 3 years. The secondary market has rejected the Lightning completely. Dealers won't take them on trade. Thanks for watching. 12 trucks proving modern engineering prioritizes complexity over reliability and marketing hype over actual function. These aren't just bad trucks. They're financial traps, destroying owner wealth while delivering constant frustration and repair bills. Hit subscribe. We expose automotive industry lies and hidden defects, saving you from disasters like these trucks. Your wallet will thank you. Check out that depreciation video now.